Let us start the morning prayer session with 3 rounds of Omkara.
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शांति शांति शांतिः।
योग गणपति मूल मंत्र।
ॐ हं सं गं भगवते नित्ययोगयुक्ताय सच्चिदानन्दरूपिणे विनायकाय नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्ति गुरु स्तोत्रम।
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
विवेकानंद प्रार्थना।
नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे स्वामिने तापहारिणे।
Samarasya prayer for harmony from Rigveda.
ॐ संगच्छध्वं संवदध्वं संभो मना आंसि जानतां देवा भागै यथा पूर्वे संजानाना उपासते समानो मन्त्रः समितिः समानी समानं मनः सह चित्तमेषां समानं मन्त्रमभिमन्त्रये वः समानेन वो हविषा जुहोमि समानीव आकुतिः समाना हृदयानि वः समानमस्तु वो मनः यथा वत्सु सहासति।
पंचांगम। अद्यतन पंचांगम पंचविंशत्यधिक एकशतोत्तर पंचसहस्रतम कलियुगाब्दः श्री शोभकृत् नाम संवत्सरः उत्तरायणं वसंत ऋतुः चैत्रमासः कृष्णपक्षः दशमी तिथिः श्रवणनक्षत्रं साध्ययोगः वनिक्करणं मंदवासरः। Today's date 15th April 2023 Saturday. तिथेश्च श्रियमाप्नोति वारादायुष्यवर्धनं नक्षत्राद्धरते पापं योगाद्रोगनिवारणं करणात् कार्यसिद्धिश्च पंचांगफलमुत्तमम्। सर्वेषां शुभमस्तु। श्लोका फ्रॉम गीता verse 2 chapter 9. राजविद्या राजगुह्यम् पवित्रमिदमुत्तमम् प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यम् सुसुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्. Meaning, This knowledge is the king of sciences and the most profound of all secrets. It purifies those who hear it. It is directly realizable in accordance with dharma, easy to practice and everlasting in effect.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So before we start with this verse, a little bit of recap. So the 7th chapter, Bhagavan Shri Krishna talked about Para-Prakriti, Apara-Prakriti. The nature which is perceivable, Apara-Prakriti, and the nature of Ishvara which is not perceivable, Para-Prakriti. Then in the 8th chapter, it was two groups of people were talked about. The first group of people called Karmi, ritualist, who do karma and get result in the form of different lokas. That is the first. So just imagine a person wants to go to the US, experience the US. So he is working here. He does all the work. He gets the money. He saves. He goes to the US. He experiences US. But the experience that you have in US as a tourist is limited. After that, you come back here, again you start working to go to the next destination. This is what happens to all the karmi. The second type of people are people who have outgrown the desire to go somewhere, to experience something. They have outgrown the desire and they do meditation on Ishvara with form. Form in the sense, Ganesha, Shiva, all these are forms. Ishvara, who is the total, it's very difficult to relate to the total. Therefore, we relate to the total Ishvara through this representation in terms of form. So this person meditates on the form. He is otherwise called Saguna Ishvara Upasaka and he has no desire. Such a person, if he consciously leaves the body through Brahmarandra at the time of death, he goes to Brahmaloka. And in Brahmaloka, he gets the knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the fundamental reality of what is being experienced and who is the experiencer. Otherwise, we also call it as pure consciousness. Now, in the current chapter, which is chapter number 9, Krishna Paramatma says that this knowledge need not be got going to Brahmaloka, it can be got here and now. So first let's see what are the two important significance of knowledge. The first thing, knowledge changes the way you look at the world. Second, the knowledge removes any pain or suffering that is related to ignorance from the mind. This is primary two advantages, I'm just telling in short, of knowledge. And this knowledge is being talked about in the 9th chapter. In the first shloka of 9th chapter, Bhagavan introduces this knowledge to Arjuna in the form by saying, I am going to talk about my lower nature as well as the higher nature. And why he says it is Guhyam, because he wants Arjuna to listen. Many people are not interested in listening. What is the purpose of this knowledge? Etc. He says it is Guhyam. So initially he has to tell this to Arjuna. When something is secret, your mind says eager to wait to listen, right? So listen. Right? So that is what he does. And then he also states the reason why he is telling to Arjuna, because Arjuna is the one who does not have the fault-finding nature with the teacher or the teaching. If you do not have the fault-finding nature with the teacher or the teaching alone, does the teaching give you the result? Teaching itself gives you the result in terms of knowledge. And that will happen only when this nature is there. This is told in the first shloka. Now let us go to the second shloka and first do the Padavicheda. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshabagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. So, in this shloka, Krishna glorifies this knowledge. Before I talk about the knowledge, I have to glorify. So, your interest will increase. So, he is glorifying the knowledge. Let us see the adjectives that Sri Krishna uses for this knowledge. First adjective is Raja Vidya. Any knowledge has relevance. For example, knowledge of a particular mobile phone is relevant till you are using the mobile phone. Once mobile phone is irrelevant to you, knowledge of mobile phone is also irrelevant to you. So every knowledge has its relevance up to a particular point in time. Whereas this knowledge that Krishna Paramatma is going to give about his Swarupa, his real nature, which is also the real nature of all of us. That real nature, that is going to be relevant throughout life. Unlike other knowledges, which loses its relevance. Therefore, it is called king of all knowledges, Raja Vidya, the best among all knowledges. And when you know the fundamental of anything, then it is as good as knowing everything. This is told in Mundaka Upanishad. So that is why it is called Raja Vidya. Second, Raja Guhyam. Guhyam means secret. Knowledge about anything is a secret till you come to the knowledge. Whereas in here, knowledge itself is there. Such a knowledge is there itself is not known to many. For many of them, such knowledge is there is known, but it is irrelevant to them because they are occupied with all the experiences they are having. They want to go to US, they want to go here, they want to go there, they want to enjoy everything. That happens. So therefore, he may know that this knowledge is there, but may not come to the knowledge. Some of them may come to the knowledge, but may not have the qualification, therefore may not understand what is being said. Therefore, this knowledge remains secret for a long period of time. Many of them even misunderstand this knowledge. This possibility is there. Therefore, it is called Raja Guhyam. Okay, Guhyanam Raja. That means it is the king amongst all secrets. Therefore, Raja Guhyam. Pavitram. What is the effect of this knowledge? The knowledge removes the impurity of ignorance and its effect, the pain. Any pain that is there in the mind, any sorrow in the mind, this knowledge is about your fundamental nature. Therefore, it removes that pain. It removes the ignorance. So, it removes impurity in the form of ignorance and pain and related effects like anger, all that Shadripu that you see in Bhagavad Gita. Then, that is why it is called Pavitram. It is the factor which is purifying, and it is the best amongst all other purifying factors. You take a dip in Ganga or you take a bath at home, you become pure. For how long? For 1 hour. After that, you sweat. Then you have all the dust coming to you. You again, the body becomes impure again. Again, you have to take bath next day. But this, once ignorance is removed and ignorance related all problems in the mind is removed, it is permanent removal. And it is the best amongst the cleansing factor or purifying factor. Therefore, it is called Pavitram Idam Pavitram Uttamam. Then, Pratyakshaavagamam. If you get the knowledge here and now, there is no question of let us see what happens later. You know something here and now, you will know it here and now, and the effect also will be here and now. So, I am going to give a small example. Let us assume that you have a very close friend who is not well and who is in the hospital for some reason. Then you get a call, a wrong call, wrong information that he is critical and he may not survive, he or she. Then all of us are anxious. You want to do whatever needs to be done. Anxiety is there in the mind. You have to get gate pass. You want to meet that friend. Then just before you leave, a call comes. What? It was wrong information, but it is somebody else who is critical, not our friend. Our friend is fine. Do you feel a relief, anxiety, relief of anxiety? There is no anxiety, no tension, right? And you stop doing whatever you are doing and you come back to whatever you were doing earlier. Therefore, this knowledge, effect of this knowledge is immediate. No waiting. It is immediate. And it is seen. It is perceivable. The effect of knowledge is perceivable. You can see that in Mahatmas like Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharishi, all of them. Then, Dharmyam. It is in keeping with Dharma. It is in keeping with what the Vedas teach. For us, Vedas is the ultimate source of knowledge. So what the Vedas teach, this teaching is in keeping with the Veda. Therefore, dharmyam. Susukham kartum. The same knowledge can be got by going to Brahmaloka. But for going to Brahmaloka, throughout life you have to do upasana, you have to do lot of effort, and at the time of death you have to be conscious about your thought and the prana that lives. Lot of practice is required. There you go, you are going to get the knowledge. That knowledge can be got here now. Therefore, it is comfortable to get the knowledge, try and get the knowledge here and now. And last, avyayam. This knowledge, that means the effect of this knowledge is imperishable. Once you know the reality of the world that you are experiencing and the reality of yourself is one, and once you understand what is that reality, that effect is everlasting. Real understanding, the effect is everlasting. And that is why it is told avyayam. So this is what it is. So what we can see from here, any knowledge which is more fundamental, the relevance is more. Like, I know electronics. I know something related to mobile phone. Which is more relevant, which will last a little more, the knowledge and its effect, the knowledge of electronics. So the knowledge of something fundamental remains more or is lasting more than the knowledge of the effect. So mobile phone here is an example of effect. Okay, so thanks all of you.
Hello everyone, we have a short announcement regarding the PPL event which we are already having every year in the memory of Lakshmi Amma. So we have cricket for boys and male staffs and throw ball for women's and female staffs. So entries will be accepted on or before 16th of April and the events will begin from 18th. It will be morning 6 to 8 and evening 4 to 5. So as soon as possible, please submit your entries to Kiran sir. Thank you.
I request Guruji to hoist the flag. We'll end the session with Shanti Mantra.
My dear brothers and sisters, we have one of our very ancient colleague and great personality, and our Sajjan Bhajan Kaji, who has come all the way from Calcutta and he has been with me for the last 40 years. We started our yoga journey in Dibrugarh, and since then he has been associated with this institution, and we're really very delighted to have him today here. And he heads many of the big companies like Century Board, Cement and others, and is helping various dimensions of the growth. The growth of this institution has come because of his great contribution. I request him to speak a few words before we go for the flag hoisting.
Respected Guruji, other dignitaries on dais, my young friends, brothers and sisters. But I have been coming to this place from the year 1993. I think most of you were not born by then. At that time it was a very small infrastructure here. Guruji used to live in a hut in the underground basement. And Lakshmi Didi was there, and very few people. And I'm really proud to see the all-round development, all the institutions which have come up on this blessed plot of land. I feel this plot of land is blessed by Almighty. Whatever Guruji undertake is accomplished more than the imagination, and I think well within time. So it is a great cause for which a scientist visiting professor to Harvard, the associated with NASA, leaving everything and coming back to India, that is our Guruji, and dedicated his life to the cause of yoga. So he created the yoga wing under the Vivekananda Kendra. And then this S-VYASA was established, and now it is working independently, and I think activities are spent all over the world. So really, I'm proud that I'm associated with this, and I have blessing of Guruji. So with his blessings, with good wishes and blessings of Almighty, we are flourishing in our business as this campus is flourishing, and in whatever small way we are able, we are contributing, and we shall contribute. And our dream is this, that this would be one of the greatest institute in the world for the cause of promoting yoga, nature cure, naturopathy, and all other allied science. I have been told by Guruji that he is initiating one homeopathic research wing also. So almost all the ayams, all the aspects of Ayush would be more or less covered here. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best in your career. Thank you.
Please come by hoisting the flag. So we are very happy that he is here on the very special Vishu Day that is being celebrated by our brothers and sisters from Kerala who have been doing those things. We close with Shanti Mantra and then have the flag. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please rise.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Suphalam, Malayaj Shitalam, Sashya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulakitayamini, Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Subhashini, Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Vande Mataram. बोलो भारत माता की।